You know what keeps me up at night? It's not the markets I've survived or the recessions I've weathered. It's the faces of people who did everything right, worked hard, saved what they could, and still found themselves at 65 with a calculator and a sinking feeling. Today, I'm going to show you the exact formulas that separate a comfortable retirement from one filled with anxiety. Whether you have 50,000 or 5 million saved, you'll know precisely how to make those numbers work. Before we touch any numbers, understand this equation. L equals S plus P plus I divided by Y, where L is your annual living capacity. It is how much you spend in a year, S is total savings, P is pension or guaranteed income, I is investment returns, and Y is your expected years in retirement. This equation is deeply personal. The person with 2 million and poor health calculates differently than someone with 400,000 and longevity in their family. Step 1. The total asset assessment. Get a sheet of paper. Create 4 columns: account type, current balance, tax status, and access age. List every retirement account: your 401k, IRA, traditional or Roth, any old accounts from previous employers, personal brokerage accounts, savings accounts, everything. Write exact balances, not rounded figures. Okay, now mark each as pre-tax, traditional 401k/IRA, where you'll owe income tax, post-tax, regular accounts where you owe capital gains on growth, or tax-free Roth accounts. Note when you can access each without penalties, generally age 59 and a half for retirement accounts. When I did this 15 years ago, I discovered 3 forgotten accounts totaling $68,000. For someone living on middle-class savings, that represented 18 months of expenses. Step 2. The precise needs calculation. Start by gathering 1 full year of bank and credit card statements. A full year matters because some expenses don't happen every month. Now, divide your spending into 3 simple groups. Fixed essential. These are the bills you must pay to keep your life running: mortgage, property taxes, insurance, utilities, basic food, transportation, healthcare. Variable essential. These are still necessary, but they come and go. Home maintenance, car repairs, clothing, additional food, out-of-pocket medical. Discretionary. Dining out, entertainment, travel, gifts, hobbies, charitable giving. Total each category, then multiply by 0.85. This accounts for eliminated expenses: no commuting, no work clothes, no retirement savings. So $50,000 times 0.85 equals $42,500 per year. That's your real annual need. Here's the emotional truth. That discretionary column is your dignity. That's taking grandchildren to dinner, visiting family across the country. Don't let anyone tell you to cut it to zero. This method works at any income level. One household may need $42,000 per year. Another may need $180,000 per year. The process is the same, only the numbers change. Step 3. The tax-efficient withdrawal strategy. This step is about where your money sits and which money you spend first. Visualize 5 buckets. Bucket 1, years 1 to 2. Cash reserve. It's simply cash or cash-like accounts used for everyday living. Formula: annual living expenses times 2 equals cash reserve. Examples: if you need $42,000 per year, add $84,000 in cash. If you need $180,000 per year, $360,000 in cash. This is the only bucket you spend from. Bucket 2, years 3 to 7. Conservative investments. This money is for the years just beyond your cash. It's invested carefully in things like short-term bonds, stable or income-focused funds. You keep 5 years of expenses here. This money refills bucket 1 when cash runs low. Bucket 3, years 8 to 15, moderate growth. This bucket has time to grow, but not too much risk. It usually includes balanced funds, a mix of stocks and bonds. You hold 8 years of expenses here. Bucket 4, years 16 to 25, growth investments. This money won't be touched for a long time, so it can grow more aggressively. Typically invested in stock index funds. You hold 10 years of expenses here. Bucket 5, years 26 plus, aggressive growth. This is money you may never need to spend. It's for longevity protection, leaving something behind, protecting against living longer than expected. This bucket holds whatever money remains and is invested for long-term growth. How the system works. Very important. You only spend from bucket 1. When bucket 1 runs low, you refill it from bucket 2. Bucket 2 is refilled later by the higher growth buckets. Step 4. The Social Security Optimization Formula. The age you start Social Security can change your lifetime income by hundreds of thousands of dollars. Age 62. You get the basic amount B. Age 67. About 33% more than B. Age 70. About 76% more than B. It is like, if you claim at 62, you get money sooner. And if you wait until 67 or 70, you get more every month for life. The math shows that if you live past about age 78, waiting pays off. And the higher payment rises with inflation. I waited until 70 because I had other income. For me, it was one of the best decisions I made. Step 5. The Sustainable Withdrawal Calculation. It tells you how much income your savings can give you. The formula is like this. SWR equals portfolio times withdrawal rate plus guaranteed income equals total annual income. For example, classic 4% rule for small-scale portfolio. Savings or portfolio, $500,000 times 4% equals $20,000. Social Security, $24,000. Total, $44,000 annually, or for large-scale portfolio, conservative 3.5% rule. Portfolio, $2,500,000 times 3.5% equals $87,500. Social Security, $36,000. Pension, $18,000. Total, $141,500 annually. I lived through 2008, watching my portfolio drop 42%. I had nightmares about becoming a burden to my children. But I had these buckets established, and I didn't touch my stock investments. They recovered. The mathematics worked because I had done this planning. Many experts now suggest 3.5% instead of 4% to reduce the risk of running out of money. Step 6. The Healthcare Cost Projection. These are the hard numbers everyone needs. Average Medicare costs annually per person. The Medicare Part B premium costs $1,800. Part D prescriptions costs $550. Medicap or Advantage plan is $2,400. Other medical costs, let's say $2,500. The total amount would be about $7,250 per year. For a couple, it would be about $14,500 per year. For over 25 years, roughly $360,000. Long-term care can cost around $93,000 per year, and insurance is cheapest if considered in your 50s. Step 7. Adjust your investments once a year. Once a year, check your investment mix. If your goal is 40% stocks, 50% bonds, 10% cash, but it becomes 48% stocks, 43% bonds, 9% cash, then sell 8% of stocks, buy 7% bonds, add 1% cash. This keeps risk under control and helps you sell high and buy low without stress. The truth about my small savings. Let me be honest. I started retirement with $382,000. Not poverty, but not wealth either. Every calculation I showed you, I did it with that amount. Of course I cannot guarantee, but whether you have 200,000 or 2 million, I hope these formulas will work for you. The percentages remain constant. The discipline required is identical. I remember my hands shaking at my kitchen table, running these numbers the year before I retired. Could I make this work? The spreadsheet said yes, but my heart was uncertain. 15 years later, the numbers don't lie when calculated honestly. I've traveled to see my grandchildren. I've maintained my home. I've lived with dignity. Not because I was wealthy, but because I was precise. Your retirement is a mathematical equation to be solved. The formula is on the board. All that's left is for you to pick up your calculator and begin.